I have a condition not to be righteous. Now, I'm still righteous a lot, and I can't really find a way to stop being righteous.
So,
do you have a way that do you have a way that you can tell me that I can stop being righteous?
Yes, if you love. If you will love people and persist in that feeling, allow yourself to love people all the time, then you won't be righteous. In the way that you're talking about, it's fine every now and then to tell somebody where they're at. You've got to be able to know the difference, you see, between behavior in a person that is tolerable, that should be allowed to be, that's all right, and things that people do that are not right, that are negative. But if you love them, then you'll be able to know the difference between the things they do that are good and the things that they do that are not good. And you'll be able to talk to them about the things that are not good without being righteous, without being angry, you see. You'll be able to be happy with them because you know at that moment that you love them too, you see. Whereas when you're being righteous, you're not aware of the fact that you love them, you see. You forget about that for a minute. So you've got to learn about this loving feeling. Whenever we don't love, you see, whenever we don't feel in this world, we start getting angry. As soon as we stop loving, we start getting angry. And then after we've been angry for a long time, we start getting afraid. We start to feel bad. So we've got to learn how to be able to love all the time, how to feel all the time. You've got to be able to feel the world. The lady who was just talking to me, she said she'd get up in the morning and she was unhappy about the fact that the world existed, you see. Well, that wasn't the mood of a devotee that she was in at that moment, you see. The devotee wakes up, and well, even things may not be going too good. He feels God. He knows that God is all over this world, all inside the world, you see. Inside everyone. And outside everyone. But the world is about God. The world is about love. But the people here on television and people who are not being happy, you see, don't know that the world is about God. They don't know that the world is about love. That's why they don't love very much, you see. That's why they're always talking about themselves and about negative things. So if you're angry, you see, and righteous, it's just that you've forgotten for a moment that the world is about God. And the world is about love, and you are about love. So if you are all the time forgetting this, you see, you're going to be righteous. And there's nothing you can do about being righteous if you forget to love, you see. If you forget that the world is about God. If you forget me, then you're not going to be able to stop being righteous. You can't stop being righteous by trying not to be righteous. You'll stop being righteous when you forget about being righteous. Which means you've got to remember to love. What to remember to be happy. I've written a book about this subject. So if you want to be happy and not righteous and not angry, you've got to remember what you have to remember in order to be happy. You're all the time remembering what you have to remember to be angry and righteous. Well, that's not what you should remember. You've got to remember what you have to remember in order to be happy, and that means you have to remember God. You have to remember the mystery in which you live. You have to remember to love. And you have to practice loving people. Not wait for it to just sort of happen. You have to practice loving people. And you have to communicate love to them. You have to say you love them. You have to do things for them that are full of feeling of love for them, you see. So you've got to find out what you have to remember to be happy. And do that. If you do that, then will forget to be angry and righteous. And sometimes you may have something to say to somebody about something they're doing that's not very good, but it won't be the same as righteousness. You'll tell them this because you love them, and when you tell them, you'll even sound like you love them, you see. And there are even bad people here and there who you can be very angry at sometimes. But you probably haven't met any really bad people lately. Really bad ones. And even really bad ones. You see, are alive in the same world. They're with God just like you see. Well, they've maybe got some things to learn, but you can't teach it to them without loving them. You can't teach anybody anything without being happy with them. And you can't be happy with anybody else unless you are happy with them. Can't always wait for them to do something to make you happy, you see. You have got to make people happy. So this is what you should remember from our conversation.